Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, April 11th, 2013. And we're so pleased to introduce that Carl Weiss will be talking to us today about the 800-pound gorilla, also known as Google. And we're going to learn why we should use it, as well as how to use it, and all kinds of tremendous insights from Carl. So again, from Link to Expert, we just want to always keep you informed of what's the latest, greatest, and how you can market yourself more effectively. Thank you. Here's Carl.
Okay, guys, I just want to start off by rewinding the tapes a little bit, going back to the internet back in the 90s when I got into this business. And back then, it was very easy to get on page one of a number of search engines. In fact, we routinely would guarantee that we could do it in 24 hours or less. But that's before the 800-pound gorilla called Google dropped into the event and spoiled the party for everybody, because now Google owns 82% of search. So in essence, they've got a virtual monopoly, because you can get everything else right and get Google wrong, and you will starve. Whereas on the other hand, if you get everything else wrong and you get Google right, you'll laugh all the way to the bank, because with 82% of search, nothing even comes close to the kind of promotional ability that they offer. That's the good news. The bad news is that 95% of small businesses have little or no presence on page one of Google. And the reason for this is because the entire game of search has changed so much in the last couple of years that most people can't even recognize it. Because when I got started back in the 90s, everything that the search engines looked at was literally on your home page. And if you wanted to jump the queue and get to page one, you played with the various information like the meta tags and the alt tags and things like that, things that the search engines were looking at, but everything was basically built on your home page. Well, today, only 25% of what search engines like Google look at is on your home page. The other 75% is everything else, which includes blogs, social posts, and videos. So the reason that our company can be so successful in getting people onto page one is because we feed the gorilla what he likes. Because if, as I tell people, if Google's the gorilla, then content marketing is the banana. And gorillas can eat a lot, so you've got to feed him not only what he wants, but how often he wants. Which means literally, if you want to get in the game, you have to do daily social posts, you have to do weekly blog posts, and you should post at least one video per month. And as you know, most companies are not doing that, especially small companies. And that's why we get into the fray and help them out with those things. But there's no shortcut to success today. If you don't feed the gorilla won't feed you. It's as simple as that. One of the things that most people don't realize is that I've got a little article here that I popped up on a search that said literally in December of 2011 there were 466,848,493 sites. I mean, there were almost 500 million websites online, and 130,000 new sites hit the street every single day. And as a result, that's why it gets very difficult to get on Google, because everybody's trying to wedge into those few posts that are available on the page. And unless you buy your way in, basically you're looking at about 12 positions that are on page one. So the trick is, if you want to get on page one, you got to get into the game, and to get into the game means you can't be lazy. You've got to feed this beast every single day. That's, like I said, that's just the way things are today. Now, of course, like anything else, there is an easy way and a hard way. The hard way, of course, is to try to go it on your own. And then the easy way, of course, is to, ally yourself with other individuals who already know the game and know how to win it. Because one of the things that we do here at W Squared is we also have a club which helps people to feed the gorilla every day. Because what we learned from Google was the fact that not only is it important to have all that information out there, but that Google puts a premium on things like people that are reading and commenting on your blogs, people that are reposting you to the major social nets like Google Plus, Facebook, and Twitter. So we literally had to design a club where people will work with each other to get that done, because there was nothing out there that did that at the time. In fact, we look at most people when they write a blog, we call it a billboard in the desert. You can spend a lot of time and effort, write this beautiful blog, and you post it, and nobody's there. So to get around that, we created what we call Club W Cubed. And how the club works is when I post a blog or when a member of the club posts a blog, we will pair you up with 5 other members. So once a day, somebody's going to come in and they'll read the blog, they'll comment on the blog, and then they'll post it out to their social networks. And guess what? If you do that for them, they'll do it for you. So since we pair you up with 5 other people and you're writing a blog, that means literally 6 days of the week to fulfill your social responsibilities. All you have to do is spend 2-3 minutes reading a blog, commenting on a blog, and literally clicking on the F, T, and G at the bottom of the blog to get your social posts done. It's as simple as that. But most people aren't even aware that this is important to Google. So that's the other thing that we do, is we spend, I'd say, 95% of our time educating the public on the ins and outs of the the internet, and specifically concentrating on Google because they're so important to everybody, and that's why we have our weekly radio show. One of the nice things that Joanne has done for me, after my urging her, is she now made it possible for me to start reposting our blogs and start reposting our videos and our radio shows, which are basically podcasts, on Link to Expert. So literally every week I'm making an effort to put 2 or 3 new ones up there, and if you go out and take a look at my profile, you'll be able to find some of these blog posts, the podcasts, which are audio casts, but we also shoot a video simultaneously on Google HangOuts. And that's one of the other nice things about Google is if you're part of Google+, which is the social network, there is a facility on there, a free facility called Google Hangouts, which literally lets you and 9 of your best friends hang out online together, kind of like Skype on a video conference. But you can also, by clicking Hangouts on Air, which is what we do when we're doing our radio show, you can broadcast it out to the general public and simultaneously create a video that automatically posts to YouTube. So you get the best of both worlds. Anyway, that's my 5 cents worth on that. Any questions?
So when you do when you do the video, then Carl, so then it automatically creates a video, or do you have to do something extra?
No, all you do literally when you go into, if I'm going to go to Google,
when you're on
you
Google
go into
Hangout.
Google, you click on your in my case it's plus Carl, and then what you would do is you go out down the bottom and you click out where it says Hangouts, and then it'll click on Start a Hangout, and then as soon as you click on Start a Hangout, it will have a little dialog box on the left, and there's a little button there that says Enable Hangouts on Air, which I'm doing right now. And once you enable Hangouts on Air, you name it. So right now I'm going to call it the 800-pound gorilla. Okay, and then as soon as you click on that, what it will do is it'll create your Hangout, and it'll start broadcasting it out to anybody and everybody on the planet that's looking at the Hangout page. But at the same time, it will create a video that it's going to automatically post on YouTube. You don't have to do anything. It's completely automatic.
Oh, it automatically posts it.
Yep.
You already set up your YouTube channel for
Yep.
it to go right to there. Got it. That makes sense.
And again, that's another, for people that are not aware, that's another Google facility. They own YouTube.
Right.
So if you connect all these things that are connected, once you fill out your profile and get your Google Plus all set up and everything, all this stuff is sitting out there waiting for you. And all you have to do is point and click, and it comes into operation for you. It's a beautiful system.
Wow. Makes sense, yeah.
And also for people that are still kind of on the wall about Google Plus, whether or not they should be doing it, okay, let me point out one thing. It's got the word Google in it. So that's the most important thing, because one of the things you'll find out about the gorilla is he's a very picky eater. He likes to eat his own brands. And like, for instance, when we do blogs for our clients, although some people like WordPress is a fine, blogging platform. However, Google doesn't own it. What they do own is Blogger. So whenever you see blogs from me, they come off of my Blogger site because we feed the gorilla. The gorilla likes Blogger. Blogger is his brand. And obviously, if you're going to post something on Blogger, whether they admit it or not, Google is going to give you a lot more weight if you put it on their blog as if you put it on somebody's competitive blog.
Right.
If I wanted to be interactive with let's say 1,000 people at the same time, is that possible?
No. You got 2 choices on Hangouts. One, you can talk 2 ways up to 9 people in the room. The other way is a broadcast. The Hangouts on Air, people can listen, but they can't talk back.
All right, that's something I'm looking for, is the capability of being able to have interactive for 1,000 or perhaps even more.
Well, there are facilities out there to do that, but you won't get them for free, okay? Because anything that's going to have that kind of sophistication, there's going to be a price tag involved. And I've used some of those in the past. They work out very well. I'm not sure if, like, you know, what is the one? There's several different webinar facilities out there that you could plug into that will enable you to control who is, you know, gets mic time and who doesn't. And I mean, basically what I would do is Google it. That's the best way to go out there and look for something that will, you know, fit your needs, and then talk to the people that actually run the facility. Like I said, Google will let you do it one way up to 1 million people. I mean, you get as many as you want actually watching you and listening to you, but they'll only allow you to interact with up to 9.
Sure.
And in fact, probably what we're going to start doing, because I've been talking to Joanne about this, is instead of using Skype, we'll start using Google Hangouts. So everybody to use Hangouts, here's the other proviso. You've got to get on it. You've got to make sure your Google Plus profile is completely filled out. Then all you do is you just go up to the top of Google Plus and you enter in a name, and it will look somebody up. So for instance, you put my name in there, Carl Weiss. You'll see me holding the video camera. You click on that. Now it'll ask you to drop me into one of your folders. So you say you put me in acquaintances. Now we're hooked together, and it will send me an invitation. But that invitation might take several hours, up to 12 hours to get to me. Once we're connected, then if I spawn a Hangout, I can literally click on your picture, which is off to the right, your little icon, and it'll send you an invitation like in 10 seconds. But it takes at least a day for everybody to get. If you don't friend me beforehand, you're not going to hook up with me the day of the webinar. So if we go to this facility, everybody that's going to participate needs to get on Hangouts, and we need to friend each other.
Carl, if I can interrupt,
Sure.
I just got on to Google Plus right now. You
Yeah.
and I are connected.
Okay.
As soon as I went to the account, you pulled up.
Yep.
And did you tell me right now you are doing your own sort of a webinar or a hangout where everybody can watch you?
Yeah, here's what we do. Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, we do our Working the Web to Win radio show, okay? Now, here's what's kind of cool, because if you go to the workingthewebtowin.com site, and you click on the radio link, it'll tell you, you know, where the podcast is, but you can actually come in live. We actually have it live, and if you wanted to talk to us, there's a call-in number, like a radio show, where you can literally call in and get on the radio show live with Hector and myself to answer questions. And at the same time, we're shooting a Google Hangout video, which is going to be posted after we're off the air.
Okay, so that shows up afterwards. So it's not possible. That's why I'm looking at this right now. I don't know why. I thought you were doing something in tandem with this. And I thought, oh, let me see what Carl Weiss is doing while I'm on Google.
Yeah,
But
well,
the only
unfortunately,
thing I can't do is chat. That's all
yeah.
right.
Well, the thing was with Joanne, she wasn't quite ready to do the Hangout today, or we could have done it on the Hangouts. We're going to try it next week. I just want to make sure everybody that wants to be part of the webinar has a chance to make sure that they all friend each other. Because if we're missing one person, they won't be able to get in.
And that was my fault, Mara. I didn't take time to do that. You know, Carl taught me that days ago. I just haven't been in the office to ask everybody to be my friend, I guess.
Oh, no problem at all. In fact, Carl, I'm looking. You and I are connected through what I have is e-marketing and a happy life for you, which is kind of my brand,
Right.
the happy books. What should you be on in order for me to connect with you or know that I can find you? Should I put you under something else like friends?
Yeah, well, basically, when you connect with me, you should have to drop me into some folders, because if you drop me into some folders, then I'll show up on you'll show up on my panel, and I'll have your icon. If you don't put me into one, yeah, but if you don't put me in a folder like right now, I'm actually on my Hangouts page, and I don't see your icon in here, so I haven't got you got my icon, I haven't gotten yours back. You need to drop me into a folder.
Now, how do I do? I have you in 2 folders under my
Do you?
account, but I don't know. Yeah, one is e-marketing and the other one says a happy life for you. So that's interesting. So I can see you, you can't see me.
Yeah, let me
It
see what I
says you're
can
in
do.
2 of my circles. I hope this is not a problem for anyone else who's listening in.
Well, that's why we want to get everybody hooked up ahead of time. That's one of the things that you have to contend with. Now, I'm going back to my Google Plus to see if I've got an invitation from you in here, because sometimes you will. Like I said, Google Plus works a little differently than a lot of the other, because the other ones, obviously, you send people emails and give them the URL, where here you have to kind of do it in real time.
That's what I was going to ask. So, like, just for an example, when we have this weekly calls at 12:30 on Thursday, would I invite the people ahead of time?
Well, actually, the beauty of it is once you hook up with them, it's just like Skype, where you could literally, as soon as you launch the Hangout, it'll say invite, and you just click on their icons. Let me do it this way. I'm going to start a Hangout here. Let me see if I can bring you up. There you go. right now. Let's see if I can do an invite here. Give me a second.
Are you inviting me or Joanne?
Yeah, I'm gonna invite all of you here. We're gonna invite everybody that we can. There you go. And
are you just going to Google Hangout or Google Plus?
well, I'm setting up. I set up the Hangouts. Give me a second here.
Okay.
Okay, I got Joanne in here. All right, I'm gonna launch the Hangout. Okay, now.
I'm here. Okay, so now I'm going to join it.
Yep.
Huh.
Well, what do I have to go to? Where should I go?
You got to be on Google Plus. Go to your Google Plus.
Oh, now I have to install a plugin, at least on my computer.
Yeah, that's one of the things you will have to do. So hit that.
Okay. Okay, it looks like we're in. You'll be guided through the steps to install. Okay.
Okay, I typed in googleplus.com and it keeps saying that the page could not be found. I must be doing something wrong.
Well, just type in google.com
Oh.
and then click on the plus Joanne at the left side of the screen.
I know we're running out of time, so we might need to take this offline. But Carl, I just wanted to say thank you so much for teaching us about this. And next week we get an invitation to experts,
Turn off your.
Carl again, as well as Hector, to teach us more about Google Plus. So thank you so much, Carl. We really appreciate you spending time teaching us this.
No problem, man. Like I said, I'm going to hang in here for a few minutes because, like I said, anybody who wants to try to hook up, we get the hookup, then it'll make it easier for next time.
Thanks, Coral.
No problem.
Yes, thank you very much.
Well, like I said, the whole thing is that all these facilities don't do you any good if you don't learn how to use them. So the best way to learn it is from somebody that's already done it. And I do this with all my clients. It's literally all of my clients. It's a lot easier for us a lot of times to have a meeting with them on Google Plus because we can screen share. You know, we can show them a lot of information. It's the next best thing to being there. It saves you a lot of windshield time. But we always go through this. Everybody the first time hooking up, it's a bear. Once you're hooked up, it's easy.
Because I'm so embarrassed, but I go to Google and I don't get what
Okay, well, what you got to do is you have to sign in.
It's Joanne Plus over here. Okay.
Yeah, click on Joanne Plus.
Like you said. Okay, I apologize. I didn't see that.
That's okay. I'm telling you, I go through this every time with clients. I've been down this road before. Mara, how are you doing?
You know what? I was on. I don't know if you saw me wave to you, but yes. And hopefully now that will always happen.
All right, let's see if we can get everybody else in here. Any luck, Joanne? Still with us, Joanne?
Yes, actually, I just added all three of you. And I don't know if I did it right because all I did was search for you guys and then added you to, I created a new circle called LTE Expert.
Okay, well, I think we're already hooked up, but what you need to do is see if there's an invitation from me for a Hangout.
Where would I look that?
Go into Google Hangouts.
Now I go to Google Hangouts.
Okay, on the left-hand side, you see the icons. It's on the bottom. It says More. If you mouse over More, Hangouts will pop up.
Where are you looking, Carl?
Left-hand side. There's a like a tab bar. It says Home, Profile, Explore, Photos, etc. Down the bottom, there's a button that says it's got 3 dots. That says More, and if you mouse over it, Hangouts will pop up, and you can click on it. Find it?
No, but
Left-hand side. You're in Google Plus, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. If you're on your Google Plus, look to the left, right under where it says Google Plus. It should say Home, Profile, Explore, etc., etc.
Okay, I think I just clicked too far back to go out. I'm so.
All right. I told you we go through this with everybody the first time. Once you get it, it's easy. The hardest part is getting hooked up. I'm a video guy. That's part of the job description. Nothing ever comes off like expected to on video.